Hello there, gamerinos and gamerinas. Welcome to UnicornStorm and welcome to another Xbox Gamepass recommendation where I present another reason every month why the Xbox Gamepass Ultimate might be worth your hard-earned money. With the start of the new year, I want to switch things up a bit and not present one game every month in my usual first impression style, but look at 2 or 3 games and give a short overview and of course my assessments, and hopefully offer something of value to you. So without further ado, let's look at the first game for this month, which has the quite appetizing name of The Gunk. Delicious. In this game you're a space explorer and have to, well, explore an alien planet that is covered in a whole lot of gunk. The game reminds me a bit of Metroid Prime. You have to platform through winding and interconnecting corridor levels and unlock different pieces of equipment to clear paths and overcome obstacles. And while it's neither as deep or as involved as it is in Metroid Prime, there are still some fun little puzzles and set pieces in beautiful and sometimes haunting environments. The game is a more casual experience though. You don't have to run back and forth through massive levels or find hidden chambers to unlock your equipment. You get everything that's required by simply following the story. But there are some optional pieces of equipment and upgrades as well that you unlock by scanning every plant, every rock, every critter and whatnot in this highly detailed game world. You get research points from every new entry and by that unlock more upgrades that you can permanently add to your character by crafting them in your ship, with resources you can find all over the world. So I guess there are some simple scavenging mechanics in this game as well, that incentivize exploration. The titular gunk comes into play every time you enter a new area. Instead of a lush, vibrant jungle, you'll find yourself in a dark and desolated wasteland where everything is hostile. Well, as hostile as is possible in a game that really doesn't want you to die. It's really more about atmosphere than actual danger, and the game does pretty well on that front. So you step into a new area, everything is grey and bland and, of course, covered in goop or gunk, and it's your job to clean it all up. With your trusty, by no means intended as a trademark infringement, Power Glove, which works like Luigi's Poltergust. Again, no infringement intended, I think. To suck up all the gunk and restore the beauty of this world, which happens instantly after you sucked up the last piece of gunk in an area. Most of the gunk is passive and harmless, but you'll encounter some aggressive variants over the course of the game, as well as hostile critters that you have to suck up and then shoot out again at other enemies to have them explode. It's a fun diversion from platforming or puzzle solving without raising the difficulty too high. A fun experience in a neat art style that doesn't demand too much of the player. Nobody Saves the World, on the other hand, is a lot more demanding, but not as unforgiving as I had feared. It looked like just another one of these wild and wacky roguelikes where you have to survive or rather die over and over again to hordes of enemies. But that's not really what this is. There aren't really any roguelike elements in this game, aside from procedurally generated dungeons that reset every time you die. But even those have a checkpoint before the boss chamber, so you don't have to clear the whole dungeon over and over again if you fall to the boss. The game has more in common with Zelda-likes. The world is full of hidden treasures as well as dungeons, and a lot of them require a special ability to be opened. Instead of items to overcome obstacles, you have to transform into different things. From rats to knights to mermaids to many more unlockable transformations. Each transformation comes with its own stats and signature moves. The rat is faster and can poison enemies, the knight's slash attack stuns enemies, the slug leaves a sticky trail that slows down enemies, and the egg is an egg. By completing challenges with different transformations, you'll level them up and unlock more abilities and more transformations. You can even mix and match abilities and, for example, give the knight the slug's charge ability. You now have to traverse the game world, clear dungeons and complete challenges to collect stars for your magic wand, which you need to open even more dungeons. I'm not really a fan of the way the game handles progression. I don't like to grind a few more kill quests in order to progress, but the rest of the gameplay is fun enough to keep me entertained. And the game's setting is just so satisfyingly insane. Everyone has this goofy look, the writing is full of wit and doesn't get too obnoxious, though it can get obnoxious. Enemy designs are creative and competent, both visually and mechanics wise. There are some weird visual effects when it comes to the player characters' attack animations, but because of the game's already silly art style, it didn't really bother me. A lot of thought must have gone into this game, into the art design, the tone, and of course all the different abilities and forms you can assume. And it led to a surprisingly enjoyable action adventure that looks way more chaotic than it actually is. The last game for this month is Embr, a firefighting party game, kinda. It's a heavily physics-based, chaotic firefighting action game where you go on missions to extinguish house fires, rescue trapped people or save as many pieces of furniture from the flames as possible. Your basic arsenal includes a water gun to fight the flames and an axe to break down doors and destroy everything that's blocking your way, aside from security doors. By completing missions, you earn cash to buy more and better equipment, as well as a bunch of cosmetic items that come with special abilities for some reason. The controls are a bit wonky, like in every other physics playground, but you mostly feel it when you have to pick up objects and carry them around. Picking up people is fine enough because they're stuck to your character model and also not in your field of view until you set them down or throw them away. But objects just wobble around in your hands. They sometimes don't even get picked off the ground right. They get stuck on structures or other objects, and it's not clear which objects can be picked up and which ones can't. Maybe add an outline to it when you get near. It works with a bit of fidgeting, and I guess it adds to the chaos of the game and by that to the fun. And this game offers a lot of fun. Finding your way through burning buildings, seeing furniture and even walls and floors slowly devoured by the flames, navigating around electrical hazards or gas or metal doors, and finding creative ways to deal with all those obstacles. Saving people, and more important, finding their hidden stashes of cash and valuables and make a little bit extra on the side. After each mission you get rated on how many objectives you have cleared and get awarded little flames that you need to unlock more missions. And with that, more infernal environments for even more chaotic fun. And well, that's it for this month's Xbox Game Pass recommendation. I hope I was able to show you at least one interesting game on this service. If not, maybe one of my earlier videos of this series might be more to your liking. Or maybe we'll have more luck with next month's video. Regardless of any of that, I wish you the greatest of days. That's it from Rady, and I hope to see you again on the next game.